Person on the Marine, Senator Michael McCarthy, to respond to the debate.
Thank you, Chairman. Thank you, delegates. To begin with, can I say it's an honour for me to be here in Mullingar in County Westmeath to attend the 63rd National Labour Conference. Mullingar, I think, is a shining example to all of us in the party on how to develop the infrastructure necessary to deliver council seats and Dáil seats, and of course it is also the home place of our acting Deputy General Secretary, Ms Ita McAuliffe. The whole area of marine is one that has been consistently ignored and neglected by government. Just this very week in the Joint Committee on Agriculture and Fisheries, we had representatives from the Federation of Irish Fishermen and the Irish Fishermen's Producers Organisation, and to listen at first hand about the difficulties that the industry face and the manner in which government play an active role in shutting down the industry and then pretend that it's not happening and tend to blame other people. And one of the elements, I believe, that has militated against fishing in this country is the creation of the Sea Fisheries Protection Authority. In that legislation that was proposed by government and passed during the last term of our office now basically means that fishermen are facing criminal sanctions for minor violations of laws that were enacted by Fianna Fáil and their friends during the last government. In a contribution from a government senator during the week to the organisations concerned, one senator said, who actually voted for the legislation when he was a TD, said, the legislation has already been there. It's been there for years. It's always been harsh. And it's actually Queen Victoria's fault. Now, I didn't realise Queen Victoria was a TD during the last Dáil session. So that was a fairly enlightening experience for those of us who would consider government to be at fault here. Fishermen are literally being forced out of the industry. And it is absolutely appalling that at any time in our history when we need to reboot rural economies, I believe the marine forms a cornerstone of how we can react in terms of economic crisis, reboot and stimulate rural and coastal economies. The government need to follow the lead of the European Union and formulate a joined up and cohesive and integrated maritime policy. We are, after all, Cathaoirleach, an island nation, and government should develop a framework for the management of marine and coastal responsibilities if they are serious about the challenges facing the industry. Just a number of points in relation to the difficulties currently being faced by fishermen. 60% of the polyvalent fleet are at the moment on interest-only loans. If it was any other sector of society, we would hear about it morning, noon and night. Diesel prices, and we saw a manifestation of that last year with the blockades of our ports, have almost crippled the industry. Inadequate quota systems. And in that particular instance, and I am calling on the Minister of State, Tony Killeen, who, by the way, is a Minister of State because the Department of Marine no longer exists because it's scattered around 5 or 6 different departments. But after Ireland joined the European Union back in the 1970s, we were given what was known as the Hague Preferences. And those preferences were offered to Ireland in exchange for access to Ireland's rich fishing within the 200-mile limit. Now, I am calling on the Irish Government, as part of negotiations on Lisbon II, to safeguard and protect Hague preferences in order to ensure additional quota for Irish fishermen. Thank you very much, Cathaoirleach and delegates.
Thank you, Michael.